Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
We all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us.
A Black future happens all the time. It's built on a foundation of those who have paved the way. A generation ago, all of this would have seemed unheard of. And what's new to the world now will be incomparable to what's coming up next. Trust your dream. The future is counting on it.
Greetings and salutations. Another episode of Fangs Up here. And thank you to HBCU Digital as well as AT&T. And if you're not as excited as me, I don't know what to tell you because football season is almost here. It's high school football starts Friday, especially like locally. I think I got like a little like cousin that's like right around the corner that I might go see. I'm kind of like, I'm on the fence about that one. But we got some big games, even here in Central Florida. Like you got the Soul Bowl, as they're calling it, Jones High School versus, it's like Northwestern, I believe. Yeah, Edgewater's playing. Get Seminole. Just here in Orlando, some great games. But on the highest of Seven Hills, football season is about to start. And other seasons, like all fall sports, are coming into their own. We have cross-country. Officially starts on October the 10th. They're going to be down in Boca Raton, down at FAU. We also have football, obviously, August 27th, 8 o'clock, Kenan Stadium, University of North Carolina. And tomorrow, FAMU volleyball. You getting one of those lunch specials. I used to like them, but I didn't. Because when I was a student, that was when I was always in class. Like, I'm like, man, I want to go support them. But it's Friday and I got classes. So I wasn't going to make it. But this is the President's Ice Cream Social. It is first volleyball game of the season. FAMU versus Florida Gulf Coast. And it is, again, Friday, August 19th, 1 p.m. at the Al Lawson Center. As you may have heard, Gaither's not ready. It's not ready for volleyball. And part of it is because Gaither is a multi-use facility. It is used for more than just football. I mean, football. I said football. Freudian slip. More than basketball and volleyball and all those things that it has been used for in the past. It is still used for convocation and all those things. So, yeah. It's not quite ready, but they're SWAC champions. Sorry, I don't know if anybody missed that. FAMU won the SWAC in volleyball, but we got a championship. So, I mean, you're not gonna take that from us. So the SWAC champion, Florida A&M University volleyball team, will be opening the season against Florida Gulf Coast. And one of the storylines in this game is one of our students transferred from Florida Gulf Coast to come to FAMU. So that's going to be one of those things that, you don't get everywhere. Everybody doesn't give you that kind of intel. But that being stated, fall sports at FAMU coincide with the students coming back on campus. It's going to be a crazy day. If you're a college student, Walmart is the place to go. You get to see all the girls, get to see their parents, because they're going to be shopping at the Walmart, especially that one on the South Side, the one closest to TCC and FSU, not the other ones. That one's going to be on swole all night. Just letting you know, hope you got your stuff before you get there. Otherwise, you might not get it. But that's just a little bit of game from a FAMU alumni and a Tallahassee native. So, but we're going to talk about a few things. We started off with fall sports. We're also going to talk about Ken Riley, and potentially some great news for a fallen Rattler. Also, I'm gonna go back over the season predictions, give y'all like the full thing, so that way you don't have to listen to all the old episodes. But you should. I mean, I appreciate that. Tell a friend, tell a cousin, tell your neighbor. And then we're gonna talk about the events from this weekend, just as a recap, just to remind you that the spring game's going on, or the fan day. I said spring game. Y'all, I'm so excited for football. I'm not gonna lie. But the fan day and the Grape harvest. And if you got COVID, stay away from my football players. Don't be getting nobody sick. So that is where we're gonna go with that. But before we do that, we're gonna take a quick break, 15 seconds. Appreciate it from one of our sponsors, AT&T.
A Black future happens all the time. It's built on a foundation of those who have paved the way. Trust your dream. The future is counting on it.
I told y'all it's short. I be trying to tell you the truth. So, talking about FAMU football in particular, Coach Too Blessed, you the man. Like, these offers are coming out. Normally, a couple players per week. Sometimes you get like 10, 15 guys. But we had 2 guys, gentlemen, that were offered. And one is more local than the other. But Eric Brantley, Valdosta High School in Valdosta, Georgia, Wintersville, 6'2", 250-pound, 4-star defensive end. He actually says defensive lineman. He is a 2024 prospect. And that's a big get. And that's a program that has a winning tradition. You want players coming into your program that are coming from winning programs. They have the experience, they have the expectations to win, and they're going to continue to bring that expectation with them. And I, for one, would like us to continue recruiting those players. Not saying they're better than the others, but saying that they have that expectation. They bring that expectation with them, and hopefully we get a shot, because he's a 4-star prospect. That's going to be a tough get, and some of that's going to be based on how he fills out. He's 6'2", 250. To me, that screams defensive line, but he could be a tight end. He could, like, the guy seems pretty versatile when you look at his film. Just me, personally. Another dude that we get offered is Tavian Swint from Osceola High School, the Cowboys with a K. And they let you know it's Cowboys with a K, from Kissimmee, Florida. 5'10", 175 athlete, 2025 prospect. And I see him mostly as a running back. When I've seen his film, his pictures, he seems like a running back. I don't know if he's truly an athlete. He just seems like a running back right now. And within that is something that I am personally excited to see. So I think that's something that's going to be really cool to see. We also have some television updates. This HBCU Go thing, FAMU, we're going to see. But the Albany State game, September 10th, is going to be on that platform. The Grambling State game, October 15th, is going to be on that platform. And the Arkansas Pine Bluff game, October 29th, also going to be on that platform. So we're going to see. Like, the game's been changed a little bit. We're seeing that evidently big deal with the Big Ten, other things that are happening and coming down the pipeline. We're going to be able to see that when it comes to recruiting, how does this influx of potential funds? I was able, and I'm not going to lie to y'all, I listened to Dr. Kenyatta Cavill on his show. I'm not going to lie, I listened right before my show. Like, I have to kind of shut it down a little early. And he was giving some insight about the deal, and it seems like a pretty solid deal. I don't have all the details in front of me, so I don't want to source his information and share because I didn't have all the details. I listened to a certain part of the show and then I cut out to get ready for mine. So, but somewhere in the range of $9 million is what I'm hearing. And if that's the case, Man, that's a great thing. And that's something we need. Now, I also said we're going to talk about Ken Riley. And okay, Ken Riley, which one? If you're like me, like Ken Riley was the coach when I was there, but Ken Riley was the player when I was a kid. So we had Ken Riley, his son, but Ken Riley, the coach. And I'm going to take a quick break. Y'all might be able to hear my Fortnite screamer in the background. I'm going to close the door and tell them to quiet down real quick. Yo, we're going to do a 30-second ad really quickly for HBCU Digital.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
All right, we are back. Yeah, had to handle that. But who was Ken Riley? And unfortunately, it is a was. He passed of a heart attack in 2020, from what I was able to see. But Ken Riley, the player, and I've had conversations with my dad about him. And I'm sorry, let me say that close to the mic. I've had conversations about him with my father. My dad is also a FAMU, and he was like, man, Ken Riley was smart. I'm like, I don't know how to take that. Like, what you trying to say? And he's like, no. Like, the dude was really like smart, like not trying to be like funny, but the dude was like brilliant. And I'm like, oh, okay. You trying to say it like that, Pops. Okay. Because, certain demographics, you say we smart. I'm like, that's not always a term of endearment. But Ken Riley was from Bartow, Florida, place my wife went to high school there. He was a 5'11", 180-pound athlete. He attended Union Academy, which is no longer a school. As far as like a high school, it's been consolidated into something different. And he was a Rhodes Scholar candidate, and he was a converted corner. So at FAMU, he did not play defensive back. He gets drafted in the 6th round by the Cincinnati Bengals and converts over to a defensive back, which is like, okay, somewhat normal for the time, but still to go from being a college quarterback to an NFL defensive back and to be a darn good one within your first like 2 seasons, that's saying something. And again, he was a converted corner. He played the quarterback at FAMU. But while he was in the NFL, one of his things was, my play is going to speak for me. And in the research I did, he divulges that may have hurt his possibilities of getting to the NFL because he wasn't flashy. He wasn't braggadocious. Like, even as a coach, Ken Riley was not like, he wasn't all that rah-rah on TV. He was direct to the point. He kind of said what it was. You either did this. Like, it wasn't that. He was focused on the plan. He was a pretty good coach. Coaching record wasn't amazing, but it was winning. 48-39, 2 ties, 2 MEAC titles. Well, it said 2 MEAC titles. Celebration Bowl appearance. But to me, as a FAMU fan, the best of Ken Riley at FAMU, and this because I missed his football career, was as an athletic director. That dude was the man. FAMU consistently operated in the black. He left FAMU with a $3 million surplus. Like, it was good. And you had a great combination. You had the enthusiastic president in Dr. Humphreys, who the Rattlers are going to strike and strike and strike again. Like, all that, like, popping circumstance. The Marching 100 is all of these things. Like, it was so much and such a great mixture. You have the loud president, the quiet, humble, hardworking, dutiful athletic director who I was a FAMU. I mean, he wasn't crying to be in front of the camera. He did his job. He did it well. And then you get Billy Joe, who's verbose. like, like dude is using words like plethora in coaching shows. Like, who does that? But he was good. Like, he has his Gulf Coast offense. He's bringing in these transfer athletes because that's not a new thing. Like, let's stop acting like, oh, this is new that black colleges are bringing in transfer athletes. No, it's not. One of the most sought after assistant coaches in college football right now transferred to FAMU. That is one Jaywan Sider, the Mad Bomber, Pat Bonner. Like, FAMU had some very good quarterbacks come in during the Billy Joe era, and a lot of them transferred in. I don't think Quinn Gray transferred in, but Quinn Gray, solid quarterback, got to go to the NFL, like, and actually play for a while. I believe he's at the University of Memphis now as like a consultant or analyst. And if I've misspoken, Coach, I do apologize. But last time I checked, so. But Ken Riley was an amazing athletic director, and he's deserving to be in the NFL largely because of his stats and how long he played. Like, Ken Riley played in a lot of games in the NFL, and very, very few players has rivaled it since his retirement. And he put up good stats, interception wise. It's just Ken Riley was a really consistent player, and he was good. And sometimes good and consistent don't always get rewarded. And hopefully that does now. You're seeing a lot of the Bengals fans are putting on for him. And they're cheering for him. And how's it going, Miss Williams? I see it. Look. But and that's appreciative and that's honorable because now you're seeing where he had an impact. It wasn't just at Florida A&M University. It was in the NFL. It was in Cincinnati, and the Bengals don't have the greatest history football-wise. Like, this past Super Bowl was a big deal because that doesn't happen in Cincinnati all the time. And to consider you had a guy like Ken Riley that was just there at corner for years, a mainstay, consistent player. It's saying a lot. And he didn't get a lot of attention and gratification. And I don't know how much of it is because of the market that he's in. That's reckless speculation for me to say that and not have researched it. But I would say that may have had something to do with it because Cincinnati is not a huge town. It's a very regional market. Cincinnati pulls from that Cincinnati, Ohio area down to parts of Kentucky. And so I'm wondering if that had an impact on him being able to make the NFL. So, but Ken Riley, hopefully he's a finalist, one of the finalists to make the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And that would be another Rattler in the Hall of Fame. And honestly, that's not why I want it for him and his family. It's because I grew up watching Ken Riley. Yeah, I saw him as a coach, loved him as an athletic director. I still think he's probably my top 3 favorite athletic directors. He is. He is not even, it's not an argument. It's probably Jeremy Foley, Dave Hart, Ken Riley. Like FAMU, UF, FSU. My 3 favorite athletic directors. Not gonna lie. So yeah. That is something we need to have happen. And it would be beautiful to have that happen. And hopefully his family get that experience. And maybe, just maybe, the Marching 100 can get up there. Like, have something, maybe some of his former players, something. but some little FAMU thing, get to touch it and participate in that, because that could be a great thing and it's a good look. And that's something that your football program can talk about. You talk about, and I think I talked about last week, about us celebrating players who are in the NFL or who make professional sports, but us getting an NFL Hall of Famer, that's something to celebrate. He's already in the FAMU Hall of Fame. He should definitely be in the NFL Hall of Fame as well. All right, we're gonna do one more ad, and then we're gonna go through the season, kind of talk about recaps, what overall I thought, and then I'm gonna remind y'all about Fan Day and the Grape Harvest, because those some fun times. FAMU Grape Harvest is lit. All right, 30-second ad from AT&T.
We all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us.
A black future happens all the time. It's built on a foundation of those who have paved the way. A generation ago, all of this would have seemed unheard of. And what's new to the world now will be incomparable to what's coming up next. Trust your dream. The future is counting on it.
All right, we're back. Appreciate it, AT&T. All right, so season prediction. What do I got? My season prediction total is 10-2. So I had FAMU losing to UNC 52-14. Jackson State 21-13 loss. So 0-2. And that was hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I got us winning out the rest of the way though. Albany State, 31-17. Alabama A&M 38-24. Mississippi Valley State 42-17. South Carolina State 28-17. I kind of think they're overrated. Grambling 28-14. UAPB 49-14. I think that's homecoming. Southern, that is, put an asterisk by that game. Best value of the season. Period. You get the 100. You get the human jukebox. You have the North Florida Fair. It is a festive time of the year, and it's not going to be 1,000 degrees outside. Like, the weather is going to be really nice. That's the game. And Southern fans travel really well. And they're not just going to travel from Baton Rouge. They come from Atlanta, all over. Yeah, don't be surprised. I think FAMU wins that one, though, 34-28. Alabama State, 35-17. And the big Florida Classic, 38-21. Like, that's my season predictions on wax. I think FAMU goes 10-2. I think we can beat Jackson State. Don't get me wrong. The closer we get to that game, the more I think we can win. I think we're going to score more points against UNC. They got quarterback questions, and you got to figure that out. And our secondary doesn't suck. Like, I do think we're going to struggle to get penetration. That was the word I was looking for. But I don't. That's going to be fun. I think it's going to be closer than I originally thought. I'm saying that out loud. The Alabama A&M game, I don't think they know who they are, and I think they're so beat up going into the FAMU game that it's disadvantageous for them. Mississippi Valley State game, that travel. Like, if you've never gone from Tallahassee to Edina, that ride sucks. Hopefully they fly to Jackson, but still, it's like an hour and a half, hour to Jackson from Itabena. Then you got to fly to Tallahassee, and you lose an hour sleep-wise. Not going to be able to do it. And I don't want to make that drive again. Like, I ain't going to lie. That drive sucks. South Carolina State, I think they're overrated. Like, I think Buddy Pugh's a great coach. But the biggest reason I think South Carolina State really gives FAMU the business is because it's in Orangeburg and FAMU has to travel. Buddy Pugh's going to do what he does. He's going to run the ball. He's going to have a good defense. I don't know about that quarterback still. Like, I've got questions. They don't need to be answered, but I got questions. The Grambling game, 28-14. I don't know what Hugh Jackson looks like. I really don't. Cleveland wasn't his fault. I agree with him on that. Like, if you watch the pivot, I believe it was the pivot. It might have been I Am Athlete, but I think it was the pivot. He's right. That wasn't his fault. They didn't give him the tools to be successful. Now, last year at Tennessee State, that offense was trash. They were hard to watch. So I don't know what you're going to get from him at Grambling. He's got some good quarterback options. Which one he's going to pick? He's got a kid from Jones in Orlando. Kid's pretty solid. But he got a transfer in, if I remember correctly. Yeah. We're going to see. But I think they struggle with FAMU. UAPB? Nah, bruh. Not going to happen. They get mollywopped. Like, I think we're going to beat them like they owe us money. Like, yeah, no. Southern game, that's going to be best home game of the season. It's going to be Mick Liddy. Like, that's the game. You go to the you go to the tailgate and you stay for the fifth quarter. It's going to be that good. The whole day. Don't. You can go to the fair before. I don't go to the fair at night anyway because, your cousins, they don't know how to act. They ain't got no sense. They cutting, shooting, acting stupid. I ain't going to the fair at night. But that right there, yeah. What's up, big sis? I see my big sister in there. But, yeah, that's going to be your best game. And if you're traveling and you don't live in Tallahassee and you need a hotel, it's not $300 for the Quality Inn. The La Quinta is not $400. You can stay at La Quinta for $100 and something, but it's the only game that weekend in town. So, yeah, if I'm you and not me, because I ain't got to pay for a hotel. I'm staying with my parents. I am going to be that guy. Sorry, big sis. See you over there. But, yeah, reclaiming my spot that weekend. And I'm being petty because my sister was in the chat. Alabama State, that's going to be a fun game. I ain't going to lie. If I was going to that game, I would definitely go to the Dreamland up there. Because, yeah, they got one not far from the baseball stadium where the Biscuits play. They have a minor league baseball team they're affiliated with Tampa Bay Rays, the Montgomery Biscuits. But the Dreamland up there is solid. I think we win that, though, because I don't know what their head coach has. First time as head coach. We're going to see. I feel like his first season is going to be like Deion's first season, where it was hyped. It was supposed to be better than it was, but some of his inexperience cost him games. I think Deion's a better coach this year, personally. Then the last one, BCU, that's going to be a better game. Like, because last year, COVID decimated them. And I'm not talking about the virus. I'm talking about the roster. Like, the impact of COVID economically and how Cookman had to pretty much wait right until the football season started to even prepare because they were trying to be fiscally responsible. Decimated. Like, the BCU football team that walked into the Florida Classic was midseason form at the end of the season. Like, if they had another 4 games, they might have won 2 or more. Like, so 10-2, that's the season outcome I got. And then inside the den, 2 things you need to do on Saturday. Go to the Grape harvest. FAMU has a grape harvest. It is Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. This is on the agricultural side. FAMU has a grape farm on the northeast side of town, and they help wine producers, all kind of people like that. And they're muscadine grapes. They are grapes that have this thick skin. Do not eat the skin. You can, but later on, your stomach is not gonna like you. But there's the inside. So you eat the grape, the outside of the grape, you like pop the middle out. And the inside of the grape is this kind of, I don't know, it's sweet, but texture wise, it may not appeal to everybody, but it's sweet. And it has these seeds on the inside. Spit out the seeds. The seeds are bitter. But what they do is they've been making wine out of this. FAMU used to sell like the wine grape juice. I think it was called muscadine. But you can, my mom used to buy it for me. But you can go up there and they have wine and all kind of different things. It's literally an all-day event. Do yourself a favor. It's free. It's a great time. You don't necessarily have to get drunk. You can pick the grapes and just eat the grapes, but they will have wine and other things. Go check that out before you go to Fan Day. Get hydrated. And I don't mean like Mick Liddy, but get hydrated and enjoy yourself. That is one of the funnest times. And it's a great way to get away from the South Side. And nothing's wrong with the South Side of town, but there are students moving in this week. So you have FAMU, FSU, and TCC students all moving in Tallahassee and congesting in this one area. So you're talking about 100,000 people trying to come to one area. Florida State's student population is normally about 50. TCC, Tallahassee Community College, one of my alma maters, is about 20. FAMU is about 10, really closer to 9. So you're talking about almost 80,000 students and then parents all trying to go to the same 5-6 places: Publix, Walmart, Target. Just go over there to the east side and go have some fun. And if you're moving your student in while you're out there, there's a Costco, there's a Bass Pro, there's a Walmart out there too. You can probably get some of the stuff that's going to be sold out on the other side of town. I shouldn't be giving you this much game, but I don't live in Tallahassee right now, so it doesn't hurt me. I'm going to be here in Central Florida living it up. But I will be at the home games and visiting. But enjoy those, man. Those, like, inside, being honest with y'all, those are two of the most fun parts of that day. And then go to Fan Day. Meet the Rattlers. If you're sick, don't be infecting our Rattlers, but talk to them. The students like that. Take your children with you. They are the next generation of Rattler. Let them see Bragg. Take pictures. Do all those things and have some fun. Like, it's going to be a great time and a great weekend and just a great season, y'all. We are going to have a fun season at FAMU this year. It's going to have ups and downs. We might not hit this 10-2 mark after game 1. Don't be trying to get my coach fired. Like, don't get mad, because the UNC game is probably going to be better than you think. And I think it's going to answer some of our quarterback questions. I think McKay starts. Just going to be honest, 5 interceptions for the whole season, and like half of those were against Valley. I think McKay, the fact that he is so responsible with the ball, is going to make a big difference, and it's going to help us out. So don't get too upset. Go to the FAMU Fan Day and Grape Harvest and have fun and participate. And remember, these are some of the outreach things that come with the A&M. Like, part of what we do as agricultural and mechanical at FAMU, we have farms. There's a great farm on the east side. There's also a farm in Gaston County where they do experimental things like that too. So this is just us making sure we get this government money and do what we got to do. But that being stated, y'all, we are about to hit 40 minutes. Y'all know I don't try to hold y'all too long. Like, I know y'all got lives. But it is always going to be Fangs Up, y'all. I appreciate it. As always, I'm searching for my little brand thing. And one more time, for the one time, we're going to say a big shout out and thank you to AT&T and HBCU Digital. And it's going to always be Fangs Up.
We all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us.
A Black future happens all the time. It's built on a foundation of those who have paved the way. A generation ago, all of this would have seemed unheard of. And what's new to the world now will be incomparable to what's coming up next. Trust your dream. The future is counting on it.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.